Hi. I think over the last, the last two videos that have been shared on my YouTube channel had two variations of the drum bead, and like I said, I will be showing you more variations. So today I'll be showing you a variation of a drum bead, which probably resembles more maybe like a bongo drum or something like that. So for that, the process obviously remains the same for everything. With the help of a Jhumka mold, take a small ball of clay. I'll leave it to you with regard to how big you want it. So I'll probably measure it in the sixth hole over here, and I remove the excess using a knife. There you have a measurement there. Now this process is I think it's going to be relatively more simple when compared to the earlier two ones. I'll moisten my hand with a little bit of water. I'll make this into a nice round ball. And we'll make this into a cylinder, but this time the cylinder will be slightly more tapered. It'll be more of a conical cylinder, but again the cone isn't going to be very sharp. If you've seen a bongo drum, it looks a little bit more wider at where it's being played and then tapers down towards the end. So that's exactly what we'll be arriving at. So this is a small ball of clay. As usual, like how we make a cylindrical bead, we go on. Just that my second, which is obviously going to be my middle finger, would be would kind of give it a bit of more of a press, which will taper the bead automatically. Even in this process, it's a request, please make sure you are tapping both the top and the base. Constantly make sure you're doing that, just so that you get you get the appropriate shape. Don't make the bead very thin or very tapered towards the end. Give it a gentle press on both the top as well as the base, because like obviously the drum has to have a nice flat has to have nice flat sides of the front as well as the back. Yeah, this is probably more appropriate with regard to the size that I'm looking at. So this is how the shape is going to be. Slightly more wider at the top, and comes down and just tapers a little bit towards the end. Yeah, that's it. And now we start obviously designing this. It's a very simple bead, but looks really nice when it's assembled. I have a basic knife here. It's just a normal, you can just use a kitchen knife. I'll be using the sharp end of the blade first. Draw a nice circular line. I'll draw one more. Be slow with the process, because a lot of times I think when you're drawing a line, you realize that the end of the line doesn't meet again the beginning of the line. So just be slow with it. You don't have to really rush through the entire process. Now what we do is which is probably a design which is very commonly seen in drums is the long zigzag. So that's what we'll try doing now. In this manner, like long V's or A's. So these designs, particularly doing them, would automatically taper the bead even more. That's one of the reasons that I choose these designs. What we could also do, if you observe that the bead actually has formed a shape, I'm sure you must have seen such drums, such as these. What you could do to highlight the lines a lot better is I use a simple ballpoint pen refill. This is an old one, and just do dots in order to over the lines, just so that the whole there's more depth, and this portion just lifts up easier. It just looks more nicer. Just make sure you, as usual, finish off the bead. Give it a nice tap up, give it a nice tap at the base. You have something like this that's ready, which looks more like, you know, which looks more like a bongo drum. You can obviously add details to it. You can add anything you want. I wouldn't do anything more at the at this side though, because I think it's appropriate. You know, the top, obviously the bead, because I want it to be assembled in this manner. So I will have, you know, I will obviously put the hole here, you know, this way. So we'll do that. You can, you know, mark a center using something like this. This is just an old pen which holds the refill. Something like this. With the help of an oil-lined refill, place it flat down and we make the hole. As usual, always have an opposing index finger to it. Take it out. Make sure it's nice and flat. Repeat the process from the other end. Give it a nice shape. Always finish off the bead. The shine is coming just because of the oil, nothing else. It's just that because I applied oil on the refill, my hand has a little bit of oil that's retained on it. There you go. Always double check and do the hole, because as you're doing and finishing off, please remember that this is still soft and this is not hard. So you're always shrinking the hole, you know, as you're doing when you're trying to neaten, or when you're trying to finish the entire piece. There is a good chance that you might be making the hole, you know, the hole might be getting a little smaller. So, you know, to avoid anything, it's always best to finally put one last hole and, you know, just make sure it's all right. So this is another simple, you know, bongo kind of a drum bead. And you know, this is really simple, probably much simpler when compared to the earlier two variations of the drum bead. I really hope you find this useful, and you know, continue watching. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll keep uploading more such videos. Thank you so much.